What is up, Beyond the Gates fans? It is August 19th, 2025. Going to talk about today's Tuesday episode. Honestly, definitely one of the better episodes of this month so far, I would say. We had three kind of big things happening. I mean, really just two big things happening. We had the June stuff, and we had Leslie and Anita and the confrontation I've been waiting for since they decided to kind of swerve and take us in this direction of Leslie being Barbara's daughter. As I talked about yesterday, I don't love how we got here. It was kind of rushed and kind of not the best writing to get us to this point. But nonetheless, I do like the twist of Leslie being Barbara's daughter. And today, Leslie and Anita had that little confrontation. What I like about this is Leslie does have ammo on Anita. Anita is one character I've always talked about having this way about her where she has her image, but the real Anita has done a lot of shitty things in the past. And as we've been revealed, one of the worst things she did was to her friend Barbara, which was allowing Barbara to be kicked out of the group, the Articulates, so that she could thrive and the group could thrive. And now she's trying to make up for that, but there's about to be quite a big thorn in her side in Leslie. Leslie revealed to Anita today in their confrontation that she knows Anita kicking Barbara out of the group. Leslie also revealed that she knows Barbara died by suicide, blaming Anita for it because of how she treated Barbara and what she did to her. Anita, of course, doesn't know why Leslie's here to talk about Barbara, doesn't even want to talk to Leslie in the first place, and wants Leslie to leave. And that's when Leslie had a good line saying, "I'm not as easy to get rid of as my mama." That was the big reveal to Anita, that Leslie is indeed Barbara's mother. Of course, Anita doesn't believe this at first, but in the kind of shoddy writing yesterday, we had Peaches having the hairbrush of Barbara's from all those decades ago. And so Leslie had an attorney have a DNA test, and Anita's attorney is here to tell Anita that according to the DNA test, Leslie is indeed Barbara's daughter. Of course, Anita is the most unhappy about the fact that now Leslie might get Barbara's trust, and the fact that she's the one that set up the trust in the first place. So it is kind of coming out of Anita's pockets. These were great scenes. These were the scenes that I was expecting coming out of this reveal that Leslie would be Barbara's daughter. I was most looking forward to Leslie and Anita's scenes, and they definitely delivered today with Leslie having the one-ups on Anita because she is right in calling Anita out for the way she treated Barbara. And, now Anita is trying to move on from that past, but here is going to be her reminder, and it's someone that has already caused havoc to her family. So, the show needed a new direction, not just for Leslie in general, but for the show. I think some of it was kind of treading water over the past month, as I've talked about a lot. This story kind of re-energizes a lot of the characters, and I'm sure there will be more to come. I don't know how Eva comes out of this. We saw her liking that her mother was finally happy at the beginning of this episode. Leslie was smiling. She said everything is right in the world. This is not going to be some quick fix to make Leslie less crazy, though. So if Leslie does get all this money, how does she handle that? Will she even let Eva in on the money? Because, she always gives Eva crap for the way she gets close to Ted now, although she has used Eva to get money from Ted. So their dynamic will be interesting as well, and I don't know what the story means for Eva in general. But I did enjoy today's scenes a lot. And honestly, I kind of enjoyed the June stuff for once too. Today's episode was where Samantha and Tyrell were supposed to give their answer if they wanted to see June again after just seeing her the night before. It's been moving quickly for these twins. Naomi called Martin to see if they made a decision. They did make a decision. They didn't want to see June. They did not want to have another meeting. And then Samantha tried to change the subject from June to the other problem in the family, which is the problems between Smitty and Martin, problems that I'm kind of growing tired of. I don't know where they can go for this relationship between Smitty and Martin, but it's been set up so much of Martin being the bad guy in the relationship who makes a lot of decisions that hurts the relationship and kind of just tries to control the family. And yes, it's because he's a senator. But they have, much like all the couples on the show that aren't Vernon and Anita, they need more dynamics for their relationship, I guess, for me to be more invested in if they actually do make up with one another. On the other side of things, Naomi had to break the news to June that the kids do not want to have another meeting. June, of course, freaked out. She was very sad, very devastated that she couldn't even have one last goodbye with her kids. She's so upset. She rips up her old photo that she's been carrying around for years. She even blames Naomi for ruining her life. Naomi, of course, said she was only trying to help. My main negative still in the story is that Naomi just continues to do the most. Like, she's supposed to be a lawyer, but she's interfering in... I get that she's trying to help June, but now she's interfering in her own family's life with the kids and with Martin and Smitty. And she's been crossing the line. I called it out last week when it happened. And then today, June runs away saying she doesn't want to see Naomi anymore. She shows up at Smitty and Martin's place unannounced, talks very loud so that the kids can hear her upstairs. Smitty and Martin calmly talk her out of it, talk her into leaving, but then Samantha and Tyrell come down, say they will listen. Tyrell was a little more moody about it, saying she can say what she needs to say and then leave. But in the end, it seemed to, I guess, work out for all involved. Jacob called Naomi to tell her where June was. Naomi went there, but it was after June and the kids seemed to have a good talk. They gave her some pics of them. She tried to tell them what they had in common with her. And I guess it was like closure for everyone, but I don't think the story's going to end there. I didn't mind today's scenes, though. I'm glad they got closure. My problem is just like, I don't know. I feel like Martin and Smitty should be way more upset with Naomi because, like, why are you sticking your nose in all this business? The adoption was supposed to be closed. Like, Naomi's not getting enough pushback for me in the story. The June side of things, she's telling Naomi she wants to get a job now. She wants to better herself, which is why I think this is probably not the end of the story. My main complaint of the story overall has always been that it's boring, and I don't know if that's going to change if they continue to do it. Today, I wasn't as bored with this story, though. I just feel like the kids and June are going to develop a better relationship now. But where's the drama in that? Like, they're too old for there to be, like, real drama for Martin and Smitty just because they're getting close to June, if they do end up getting close to June. So I don't know. I would be fine if the story ended here, honestly. Maybe we could see June better herself thanks to Naomi and Jacob. I guess that makes Naomi look a little better, but like, where do we go from here? Maybe we have some big twists coming with June. hope that is the case if they are going to stick her around, because overall the story might just continue to be boring. But Leslie and Anita's scenes today were not boring, and they will continue their beef tomorrow, which I look forward to.